wanted to try out doing a live stream through YouTube Shorts. This is a quick one. Some helpful tips I want to give you guys, because beekeeping isn't all about reading a ton of books and being good at beekeeping. It's just about giving your bees the best situation. So if you're looking to have a great year beekeeping, there are some important things to do. One is the location. A stellar location for your bees means your bees are going to do a stellar job bringing in honey and growing. A poor location means they're not going to do well. I had my bees my first couple of years in Philadelphia, downtown, did it horribly. I read a ton of books, and there were beekeepers that knew almost nothing about bees. Their bees did great because they had them in rural areas. Next is, uh, you're probably going to hate me for this one, but one thing that will make or break your year of as a beekeeper is to have someone to talk to. Don't do this all by yourself, even if the person isn't going to be out there with the bees. If you just have someone to talk to, Facebook groups don't count. Bee association, even somebody that's not going to be out there with the bees, but that is just curious and interested, it's going to be much better than trying to figure it all out yourselves. And make sure that's someone you like. It doesn't have to be someone who shares your like beekeeping way of doing things. They don't have to be treatment free like you and all that stuff, but just someone who you don't think is kind of annoying. Timing. Beekeeping is all about timing. You will find people overwinter their bees successfully with an upper entrance, without an upper entrance, with moisture board, with candy, with dry white sugar. There are so many different ways to keep bees. And I'm telling you, sorry, I'm shaking the phone so much because I can't help but move my arms when I talk. There are a lot of different ways to do things as a beekeeper, and a lot of them work. There's not just like one right way that you have to figure out. The thing is that what's most important is the timing. You overwinter your hive too late, and that's bad. You try to split your hive or to prevent swarming when they are already getting ready to swarm, guess what? There's a good chance they're going to swarm anyway. Uh, you harvest honey too late, you treat for varroa mites too late. It's all about timing. Don't worry about what varroa mite treatment you can put in the hive when there's honey in there. You shouldn't be treating for varroa when the honey's coming in. You just want to treat before the honey comes in. If anything, do things earlier. It's way better to do things before you think they need to be done than too late. Just like if you start to see bees with deformed wings that look unhealthy, comb that looks unhealthy, like brood comb that looks unhealthy, that is probably too late. Your bees are already overrun with viruses. So beekeeping is all about timing. Next, have something that inspires you, because beekeeping is hard. And yes, Stephen, bees are peculiar. Don't try to figure them out. Don't try to figure out what the bees are thinking, because I guarantee it is going to make you go insane. You're really never going to completely understand them. I get this feeling that that's how I'm going to feel when my kids become teenagers as well. You just have to try to listen to them as best as you can, spend as much time as you can without the hive open, observing them and seeing what they're like when they're content, uh, and just find something that will inspire you when times get hard, because there are going to be times when your bees die. I have lost hives. I've seen hives slimed out. I have gone to a bee yard with the owner of the apiary I worked for. He was a fourth generation beekeeper, had 4,000 hives, and I've gone to bee yards and just sat in the truck. He didn't even told us to just sit there and knock it out. He would just walk out and see a yard of 100 hives, all dead, and just get back into the truck and just walk away. It can happen to the best of beekeepers, the most experienced beekeepers. So you need to just have things that inspire you for when you get overwhelmed, when things aren't going right, whatever it might be, when you're stressed out. For me, I really liked that book, Confessions of a Bad Beekeeper. Tales from the Hive was also a book that I like. I like books that are factual but tell a story, use storytelling to tell facts. More Than Honey is one of my favorite honeybee documentaries. Just Alex has a really cute hour-long YouTube video where he has shows himself a year of beekeeping. Things that aren't going to teach you how to keep bees, but just remind you of why you got into things. I like to go play in the dirt with my kids. They're 2 and 5, so they look for cockroaches and beetles. And doing things like that is a lot of fun. You know, my son's preschool, they are totally open to people coming and doing presentations and bringing, you know, your veil and stuff and just showing kids about bees and educating kids about them. There's a lot of ways to just kind of remind yourself, give you that soft, squishy feeling inside about why you got into beekeeping. Um, and of course, working on your beekeeping skills, especially when the hive is small, that is when you are going to be learning the most. It's not before your bees arrive. It's not with all of the classes and all the YouTube videos and all the books. It's with your bees on the job. So work on your skills as much as you can for uh, when you first get your bees and your hive is small. Work on your queen spotting skills, your egg spotting skills, and do as much as you can to educate yourself about your hive and bees and what's going on inside when you first get them and they're small. And make sure, remind yourself that you're an observer in their home. You are not their boss, and you're not their supervisor, and you're not going in there moving things how you want it to be and telling them what to do. And finally, the part about beekeeping I hate the most: do not have a wait and see approach to the varroa mite. Have a plan. Whatever your plan is, have a plan and be proactive, not reactive. It is the worst way to treat varroa mites, is to have a wait and see and react to what you see, because varroa mites bring viruses, and viruses are what weaken the bees quite a bit. So that there are a couple of questions. Are swarms aggressive when they move into a new home? They are usually very calm, which is why you'll see a whole bunch of YouTube videos out of people catching swarms without a veil on or any kind of equipment. And that's because before they swarm off, they fill their bellies up, honey crop, with as much honey or nectar that they can, so that when they go to their new home, they can build honeycomb as fast as possible and that they have something to eat. Because in order to build honeycomb, they have to consume a lot of honey to secrete the beeswax. So when they're that full, it's really hard for them to even curl up into a C shape to sting you, and you know they have more important things to do. So thanks everyone for watching, and see you in the next video. Hope this comes out okay. I'm going live right next to my modem. But you never really know. Have a great weekend, everybody.